Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Buttercola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight, kindergarten student allegedly beaten by teacher. Fiji First reaches out to rural communities in election rallies. And lifelong civil servant Pedeli Vodher laid to rest. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Police are investigating an alleged assault on a 5-year-old kindergarten student by his teacher. The student received a cut on the head which is now infected and has prevented the student from attending school. Eleanor Tarangaivu with the details.
The parents of the 5-year-old boy say they've been to 3 doctors so far and he's now taking antibiotics. It's alleged he suffered a small gash on the head after being hit with a ruler about a month ago. His mother, who does not wish to be identified, says they've since changed schools, but the child hasn't attended classes because he is scared.
It's on the skin, but it will take time to get healed because pus keeps on coming from the head, and when at night he sleeps, at times we also see blood on the pillowcase. And it's painful. Now it's painful. He complains of head pain.
A doctor's report states that the injury received by the student is consistent with a blunt object application with force. The boy's mother says she has written to the school for action to be taken against the teacher. She's also lodged a complaint with the Ministry of Education and police.
I want actions to be taken. And I also would like to advise the school that it's illegal to hit children. Also want the teacher to be judged for doing this illegal activity.
FBC News contacted the school concerned, but Nasinu Muslim kindergarten head teacher, who identified herself as Mrs. Khan, told us there will be no comments as the matter is being investigated. Director Primary Education Tomasi Rayawa confirms he has advised the school on what action to take as kindergarten teachers are not employees of the ministry. However, he did say the ministry does not condone any kind of force or corporal punishment on students. Rayawa adds he will be following up with the school to see what action has been taken. Police have confirmed receiving a complaint and have questioned the teacher involved. The case has been forwarded to the Divisional Crime Officer for further consideration and investigation. It's now a month since the incident happened and no action has been taken against the teacher involved as she continues to teach at the school. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
Fiji First was at Nakorovo village in Rewa last night campaigning for the September elections. While the meeting was attended by little over 100 people, discussions were fruitful and continued until 11 p.m. Apisalome Dokar reports.
Fiji First Party started off its campaign in Nakorovo last night, telling voters what the party would do if elected into parliament.
We want us to change our mentality towards a new Fiji, a modern Fiji or Vitivo. We have to get rid of the old Fiji, the Fiji that we faced in 2000 when the Itoke flooded parliament, the worst ever for the country. We must make sure that we do not return to those dark days. Take out the differences that arose then. We need to build a better Fiji that will bring a peaceful and a developed Fiji.
Bainimarama told those at the gathering people are misinterpreting the meaning of the word Fijian, which refers to all citizens of Fiji.
The name Fijian that we are now called, we have brought in the name Fijian so that we can be a united Fiji and be proud of where we come from. Like Australia, other races who are citizens in Australia are now called Australian. Same as America, they are now called American. With us, we are called Fijians. It does not mean that we are called Fijian, that other races will take over our land. No, that is not true. Get away from those kind of thinking. It's wrong.
The party leader also went on to explain why getting into parliament won't be easy in the 50-seat House of Representatives.
We have made it hard for an individual to get into parliament. It is because we want those who make it into parliament to be the ones that will serve the people and not themselves. Before, there used to be 15 parties competing for elections. At one time, there were 22 parties, but now there could be only 5 or 6. And maybe 2 independent candidates. It is because we want genuine people to represent us in parliament.
Bainimarama says in past elections, people had to vote for politicians who made no revelations about their past or declarations of their financial background. He says the current system and courageous politicians will genuinely serve Fiji. Apisolo Medoka, FBC News.
More than 500 people, including the President and Prime Minister, gathered at the Centenary Church in Suva to pay their last respects to the late diplomat Petheli Vodere. 46-year-old Vodere passed away in Brussels, where he was serving as Fiji's representative to the EU.
The long journey home from Brussels was entering its final stages as the casket carrying the body of the late civil servant and diplomat arrived at the church. Diplomats, cabinet ministers and civil servants stood alongside Vodere's family to pay their final respects and tribute to him.
Having served with distinctions on behalf of the region as chair of the Subcommittee on Trade and Commodity, current chair of the Subcommittee of Political Affairs, since 2010, the late ambassador has been and is the current member of the board of the UNFCCC Adaptation Fund for Climate Change.
Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary Amenaya Voli paid tribute on behalf of the Foreign Affairs Minister and as a colleague and friend.
I cannot help but feel a sense of great loss and deep remorse for the untimely passing of this dear friend and colleague. He will be sorely missed by government and the ministry, and his passing has left a huge vacuum at our Fiji mission in Brussels.
Vodere served about 20 years in the civil service and more recently as Fiji's representative to the EU based in Brussels. He's survived by his wife Vasiti and 5 children. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
The body of the late Archbishop Emeritus Petero Matavai is tonight lying in state at the Sacred Heart Cathedral in Suva. People from all walks of life lined the streets to pay their last respects to Archbishop Matavai, who passed away at the Suva Private Hospital after a long illness. The St. Thomas High School band escorted the casket to the Sacred Heart Cathedral.
The late Emeritus Petero Matavai is a good-hearted person.
He is well known for his good leadership.
Archbishop Matavai will be laid to rest tomorrow. Still to come on FBC News, $1.6 million paid out in royalty payments.
Ito singato kung talita na parongan na Radio Fijuan na station yalmutua.
Ako na poro ko na talita. Mandaw talita kini na parongan Radio Fijuan.
Kitongo isu untuk talita na parongan Radio Fijuan station yalmutua.
Kito talita na Radio Fijuan. Na Radio Fijuan endo talita kitalanga sintoka.
Station imagino binatia na Radio Fijuan kwa beyanyan.
Na Radio Fijuan nandumoy bitin bonga ni BNN.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. It's a joyous time for 74 members of the Matangali at Matani Koravatu in Kalambu Naitasiri. The government paid $1.6 million in royalty payments. Ritika Pratap reports.
The long outstanding and overdue royalty payments for the Langere government quarry, commonly known as the Nasino Quarry, was paid to the members of the Matangali yesterday.
These payments of $1.6 million has been endorsed through an agreement, the Indemnity Agreement by the Fiji Roads Authority, the Itauke Land Trust Board, and the trustees of the Matangali Matini Korevatu. This payment was made by the Fiji Roads Authority, which held the leash when it came to an end on behalf of the government. The payment was made to the TLTB and has also deducted its 10% poundage. We now have a little over $1.4 million to share amongst members of the Matangali.
Vorenge Bainimarama said it is incorporated in the 2013 constitution that landowners be given proper royalties for minerals and materials extracted from their land.
I advise you landowners on how we utilize our land to better the standards of our living. Your elders who made the wise decision to lease out your land never dreamt that you will be receiving such payments, but they agreed to lease out their land for the betterment of their future generation.
Bainimarama also thanked the landowners for allowing the quarry to provide material for road upgrades. He said this is benefiting every Fijian.
We are now preparing for the upcoming elections. There will be a lot of statements made, but do not be carried away so easily. Remember the future of our children, your children and your grandchildren. Be wise in your decision on who you choose to represent in your parliament. The decision is yours.
The royalty payment will be distributed equally to all the members of the Matangali, and Bainimarama told villagers in Nakorovo Rewa last night that the amount would be about $15,000 each. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Firefighters from Nausori and Valilevu in Nasino responded to a house fire in Vunimono, Nausori this afternoon. The National Fire Authority said they received the call at 2:06 p.m. and 2 fire trucks were dispatched to the 4-bedroom wooden house. Firefighters used a portable pump to get water from a nearby river. The NFA said the house, which was unoccupied, was engulfed by the time their crew arrived. The house is located in Buresova Road in the Vunimono area of Nausori. No one was hurt and investigations are now underway. The video was sent by Sunesh Bali. The top 10 finalists of the 2014 Miss World Fiji competition today got to see what it's like at Colonial War Memorial Hospital in Suva. Ellen Stahls caught up with the contestants at the CWM Children's Ward.
Fiji has never won the Miss World title, but one of these 10 beauties could change that. However, today was all about making the children's ward look a little better.
I wanted to join because I wanted to raise awareness and work with children in need, and to also encourage young women here in Fiji to enter STEM fields. And this is science, technology, engineering and mathematics.
This visit is part of their Beauty with a Purpose program. These women may look young, but they understand what is expected of them if they are crowned Miss Fiji.
It is very important that we need to maintain world standard, we need to maintain ourselves, behave in a certain manner that is acceptable in community. We need to be role models, good role models for children.
Likungua Vake of Lau says she wants to use this platform to highlight the needs of the disabled.
Definitely children on wheelchairs, because my family actually go like twice a month to actually go and feed people, and also people on the streets as well, children.
Miss Fiji will be crowned on July 26th at the Pearl South Pacific Resort, while the Miss World pageant will be held in December. Ellen Stahls, FBC News.
The Selfie campaign will be launched in Suva tomorrow by the United Nations Population Fund to celebrate World Population Day. With the theme Investing in Young People, youths have been encouraged to send pictures of themselves, supporting a proposal for a specific goal on youth in the post-2015 Global Development Agenda.
So the Selfie campaign not only is fun, but it has a purpose. And we want to have many faces of the Pacific. And imagine you are yourself or somebody else in a remote island of Fiji, and how you can be heard. You know, it's difficult. You cannot go every day to the capital and say. So you send a selfie and you're part of this process. You are in the picture.
We turn to sports now, and here's Jamie with the latest.
Good evening in sports tonight. Sprinter Eunice Besse ready to give her best in Glasgow. This and more after the break.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot.
Deke me lala, kai me hi. Tangi tau for me. Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva. It's hot.
Mirchi FM, Bo Julum Julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Football supporters in the capital city took time out to witness the semi-final clash this morning. Restaurants and cafes were lined with fans cheering on their respective sides, while others were just eager to find out which team would march on to face Germany in the finals. Following Argentina's win, it was all about making predictions on which team would claim the coveted trophy.
Germany, because they got a very good professional players, and I think they'll win the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, I think Germany will win the game, and that's where my money will be going. And unfortunately, Australia's not there, but they played well. Good time to get in, but I think Germany will be the overall winner.
So I'm supporting Argentina because I'm from Latin America, so it's in my heart.
I'm cheering for Argentina as they have vast experience like Lionel Messi, and surely they can win this World Cup.
National sprinting sensation Eunice Bessie is geared up towards her first Commonwealth Games in Scotland next month. The Gospel High School student, who will be competing in the 100 and 200 meter races, is relishing the opportunity to grace the event alongside elite athletes. Talendao Dakadaka has more.
Glasgow Times.
Okay. Team Fiji was hosted to a morning tea by the British High Commission before it departs for the Glasgow Games. Among them was young sprinter Eunice Bessie, who has set some personal targets heading into the competition.
My PB from Cooks for 100 is a 12:01, but my target is to at least get below 12. But my 200, I've done a 24:7, which is also my PB, and I'm looking to drop it down even lower if I could.
The fleet-footed lass earned 2 gold and a silver medal at the recent Oceania Championships in Cook Islands, but is aware of the stiff challenge that awaits her in Scotland.
Well, I'm just going to go there, give my best, and see what's the result towards the end.
The 18-year-old may be the youngest in the 4-member athletic squad that is headed for Glasgow, but she is determined to put on a performance that belies her age. Talendao Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
Cricket Fiji is heading into a very busy period with a host of tours and competitions lined up. National coach Shane Jurgensen says the Korean tour to Fiji, a national tour to India, and the East Asia Pacific qualifiers in Australia in November all augur well for local players.
It's really exciting time. There's a lot of stuff happening now, and it's a really important period for us as an organisation. To it's exciting. So we'll just see how we go with this tour and what's to follow.
The Korean men's side will take on the Fiji board selection in a 2020 match at Albert Park in Suva tomorrow. That was your sports for tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
The government will work with businesses in ensuring that consumers benefit from duty concessions. Permanent Secretary of Finance Philimoni Wangambatha made the comment at the signing of an agreement for the Commerce Commission and the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority to share information. The agreement will help a task force monitor the price of goods which are under concessions. FIRCA Chief Executive Officer Chitoko Tikoilevu says concessions in 2013 were over $300 million, and in good faith, it must trickle down to everyday Fijians. It's that time again, weather with Trish.
Today's conditions all day long, beautiful weather for all 6 major centers, Suva, Nadi, Lotoka, Mbal, Lembasa, and also Savu-Savu, all had fine weather. Today's temperature is pretty warm today for most parts of the day for the country. Suva on 27, Nadi on 31, Lotoka 29, Ba 30, and Savu-Savu 27. Bala, Lembasa, Lotoka, and Nadi will be the coolest out of the rest of the centers tonight with a 21. Tomorrow's forecast, just like today, also tomorrow, there is a chance of weather to be fine all day long for all 6 major centers. For Mariners, south to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming predominantly southeasterly tomorrow, moderate seas. This picture is of a gorgeous morning at Wailoloa Beach sent in by Felix Dolatana Vanua. Like to share your image with us? We'll send them in to citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj.
Thanks so much for that, Trish. Recapping our top stories, parents of a 5-year-old student claim he was beaten by his teacher, resulting in a gash on his forehead. Fiji First reaches out to rural Fijians in initial campaign rallies, and longtime civil servant Peveli Vodea laid to rest. To our poll question now, we're asking, are you familiar with the voting process? Visit our FBC website, www.fbc.com.fj, to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News, or simply hashtag FBC News. You can also find us on YouTube, FBC TV 2011, or Instagram, FBC TV. That's all from the news team tonight. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Till then, good evening.